Hello there, what is going on everyone? We have some official spoilers for Shadows of the Galaxy. This is Star Wars Unlimited, the card game's second set. This card game set is coming out in July, and we have a look at some of the concept art as well as some actual cards, including leaders and lots of different cards. We're going to take a look at a lot of this stuff. There are going to be new starters also, which is a great way to just jump in and play. I know a lot of people out there have been telling me that they've picked up the starter decks and they have loved them for what we have so far. Set number 2 is coming out in July, and I feel like July 12th can't get here soon enough. I'm really excited about this game, or this expansion at least. I like the game a lot so far, and it's been a real fun ride. For me personally, I swore I was never going to get back into another card game, but Star Wars Unlimited kind of roped me in without me even knowing it. It just kind of sort of happened. If you guys are interested in Star Wars gaming, whether it's card gaming, tabletop gaming, board gaming, miniatures gaming, well, this is the right place to be. We talk a lot about Star Wars games here on this channel. Love to have you stick around. We are doing a $25 Amazon gift card giveaway right now that's running through next week. So I'll be announcing the winner at the end of one of my videos next week. So you just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. So make sure you click that subscribe button, the bell for alerts so you don't miss out when new videos come out. Links for Discord and other social media links are in the video description below. You can check out all of that stuff there. Let's go ahead and jump into some of the previews. So this was like a multi-part preview. They had social media, like a video that was going out with a lot of art for the game, as well as some cards and articles on their website. A lot of stuff. I'm going to summarize a lot of it here. We got a Millennium Falcon here. Now, at first, I was thinking maybe this was like Lando's Millennium Falcon from Solo, a Star Wars story, but it doesn't have the escape pod in the front. This could be after it was ejected, but this could also be from Empire Strikes Back when they're ejecting sort of with the garbage. So there's a couple of options from that. Let me know in the comments if you think this is from like a particular scene that maybe I'm missing. Maybe it's something from a comic book, or maybe it's just an extra scene, just something that an artist took some liberties with. It looks cool. I think it could be either way. I mean, we didn't have all this debris in Solo, a Star Wars story, so it's probably Empire Strikes Back, but that bright light behind there is what's confusing me. It almost looks like maybe it's underwater. You know, some interesting stuff. We've got Cad Bane. He's going to be moving. In this preview video they shared on social media, it does look like the characters are like moving a little bit. And I know they're like, you know, they have layers to a lot of them, and so you can kind of have a character kind of move with some of the art. But it does make me kind of long for a digital client for this game. I wish they would do something like Hearthstone or something like that, where you could actually play this digitally online. Put like, you know, QR codes and boosters and things like that. I'd love the whole thing. It'd be very cool. I think that'd be cool. Enfys Nest, again, more stuff from Solo, a Star Wars story, is going to be in this set. Enfys Nest is a great character, and I love the look. I love the look of her. I love the armor. I love the mask. I really would love to see Enfys Nest in Star Wars Legion. I'd love to see Marauders and stuff like that being like mercs for the Rebels, or just straight up Rebels. It'd be really cool. Looking forward to that. And then, of course, we got our big, heavy Mandalorian theme with IG-11 and Mando. This iconic scene from The Mandalorian. This one was a really cool scene, but he's pulling the blaster away. So this looks like it's not going to be art from a character card, but probably from an event of some kind of compassion or something like that, which is very cool. Again, big with the Mandalorian themes. There's different tokens that you'll be getting in this one. They've changed the art on the tokens a little bit, so you're going to have Mando kind of themed on both of these, which is pretty cool. Also, really cool art. We've got Dr. Aphra. We've got Cad Bane, of course. We've already seen him, and it could be multiple versions of Cad Bane, whether it's maybe he'll be a leader, or I could see him being a leader. I could totally see him like running a pirate crew or something like that. But maybe not a pirate crew, but a bounty hunting crew. But also Lord Maul. I was going to say Darth Maul, but realistically, with a single lightsaber, that's and then the belt around there, that's like mechanical legged Maul. So this is most certainly Criminal Underworld, Solo, a Star Wars story, you know, Crimson Dawn era Maul that we're probably looking at here. Maybe we'll see some other stuff. Now, another really cool thing is, remember Maul, we're going to come back to him because the colors that we're going to see in the starter decks and a lot of these previews don't really focus on red. which is kind of cool because it makes me think there's a lot of stuff they left out, and it makes me wonder, are we going to see anything like Dathomirian? Are we going to see Savage Opress? Maybe they'll save him for like Clone Wars stuff. And of course, there can be multiple versions of characters too. So just because we've got Lord Maul here doesn't mean we couldn't see Spider Maul or Darth Maul or anything, you know, in Crazy Maul or Old Man Maul. There's all kinds of Molly Wallies that we can see. Molly Wallies? I don't even know what that means. Just make up words sometimes because they flow. All right, let's look at some of these cards. We've got Gideon's Light Cruiser, the Dark Troopers Station. This is our Architans. I love this card already because I love Architans. The Architans class cruiser is my favorite ship in Star Wars Armada. It's one of my favorite Star Wars ships all around. It's a great capital ship. Not super big, though. 7.8 is pretty strong stats for a ship that isn't really that large, but it is large enough to matter. It's also important, and it's Gideon's own personalized one, and it's a unique as well, so I'm okay with it having beefed up stats. This is also starter rarity. Check out the rarity on here. A lot of cards, almost 300 cards in this set, so it's going to be a big set for sure. This is an 8 cost, and it's 7.8. Imperial vehicle and capital ship. I'd love to see more cards making use of the capital ship keyword. Love to see things hooking into that. It would be really cool. I'd love to build a deck that's like... I feel like this game is going to get to a place where I can kind of play Star Wars Armada as a card game, you know, if we have enough capital ships, because there's a pretty good amount of them right now, and I'm looking to see more and more to be able to really build a deck strategy out of capital ships. Sounds like it would be a tall order. Probably would involve the color green, so we could ramp up to the crazy costs, but it could be fun. So it's got Overwhelm, which is nice for a 7.8, although you might not always be able to use it if your opponent has no ships, which is a great problem to have, because then you just go straight to the base. It says, when played, if you control Moff Gideon as a leader or a unit, which is great, we're going to take a look at Moff Gideon's leader card here in a little bit. You can play a black card, a unit that costs 3 or less from your hand or discard pile for free. This is bonkers. Look, and it's an expensive card. An 8-point card, an 8-cost card is generally going to have to be swingy. It's not only is it an 8 cost, it is kind of attached to Moff Gideon. And you kind of need to run him as a leader because you can't always guarantee that you'll have him as a unit. If indeed there is a unit version of him on its own, like a standalone Moff Gideon unit in this set or not. We don't have a full set list, but that looks like a great card, being able to pull something out of your discard pile, put it back into play for free. Again, I want swingy cards, and this one can do it. And it can be, you know, they give you the example of using a Dark Trooper, but you could do anything. If you're weaker in space, you can pull something weak out of space in there. It's awesome. You can pull one of these Dark Troopers, Phase 3 Dark Trooper. These are a 3-3, which I'm surprised they're only a 3-3. They kind of seemed a little stronger than that in the show, but balance doesn't always have to equate perfectly to theme. It's a 3, it's a green, black. It is got Sentinel, which is good, and when combat damage is dealt to this unit, it gains an experience token if it survives the damage. So if you can plink this for 1. Now, it says combat damage, so if you've got like Darth Vader as your commander, you're not going to be able to just like put 1. If you have Palpatine as your commander, you're not going to be able to just do 1. But he gets much, much stronger. He learns as he grows, right? Which is very cool. And there's a theme with this with this set that we're going to see. It focuses on equipment and upgrading your characters, and I feel like with 3-3 Sentinel, you're going to want to put some upgrades on this guy so he can survive those things and get even stronger, which will be really cool. Dark Trooper art all over the place here. I feel like they probably asked all their artists, like, give us some Dark Trooper art, give us as much as you can, and we'll just put it all over the place. And here it is again. A 4-cost blue-black. Defeat a non-leader unit that costs 3 or less. For each upgrade that was on it, give an experience token to a friendly unit. This is a pretty cool card. It's only 1 point less than a straight-up kill, but it also has that limitation of 3 or less, but it's also giving out experience tokens. This one's okay. This one's okay. Not my favorite. It's also starter rarity on that one, too. We've got Wanted. This is a common. This is an upgrade. It's going to go on somebody. Bounty and conditions. We're getting some keywords here, right? It's a free card as well, which is nice. It says attached unit gains bounty ready to resources. When this unit is defeated or captured, its opponent collects its bounty. Captured is a new thing that's going to have you actually taking a card and putting it underneath a card. It's basically dead, but it's not in the discard pile, so they won't be able to put it back. So if somebody's playing like Dark Troopers, and they're going to try to pull that Architens out. I'm like, no, let me capture him so you can't redeploy him. So that's kind of cool. And there may be other things that let you rescue captured characters in some point. You know, who knows? Like I said, there's so many things. We've got Grogu at 2, at like a turn 1 drop potentially. He's look, he's irresistible. I'm glad they called him Grogu and not the Child. And there was a reason for that, because Din Djarin is called the Mandalorian, which I'm okay with, but it's like, can we call him Din Djarin at some point? Or maybe not, because the show is at least named The Mandalorian, so I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But he's gold and white, and he's a 0/5, and it has an action to exhaust an enemy unit, which is pretty cool. 5, hey, you could give him a lightsaber, right? All I'm saying is you can give him that little ball, you can give him some equipment. How cool would it be to see, like, double lightsaber Grogu wielding, you know, just crazy lightsaber combat, you know, down the road, whacking on your opponent's base. Like, this is just you know, the abstractness of this game is really fun and allows for Grogu to do crazy stuff. But really, you play him so he can shut down powerful units. He can shut down a Palpatine or a Darth Vader, or even, because it says an enemy unit, he can shut down a Star Destroyer by, like, taking the little gear off the gas pedal, and now the pilot doesn't know, you know, how to make the Star Destroyer go, vroom, vroom. Right? So it's actually a really strong unit if left unchecked, and with 5 health, he won't be able to be killed too easily. So that's pretty cool. We've got the Razor Crest, which is a 4-drop. It's blue and white, and it's got Mandalorian Vehicle Transport. It's a 3/4, which is pretty good stats. Restore 2, which is always a nice keyword to have, and it has a when played ability. It lets you return an upgrade from your discard pile to your hand. So it fits perfectly into this set, because it's going to heal your base. It's in space. It's a 3/4. It's going to probably stick around for at least a turn. It'll probably get to attack, and even if it doesn't stick around, you get an upgrade card back to your hand right away, which is really cool. And this can work for a number of different ways. I was just thinking about, like, cards like Black 1, you know, which is that red X-Wing, and that wants you to discard stuff, and then you can draw cards, and, you know, like, maybe it's a good combo here. You're just like, you know what, even if I can't play something, if I end up having to discard something, or there's other cards that your opponent might run that might force you to discard stuff. So whether you play an upgrade and they get a 2-for-1 by killing your unit, you can get that lightsaber back, you can get that, you know, that rifle back, or that bounty back. It says an upgrade. It doesn't have to be an upgrade that's good for you. It could be good for putting on an opponent's creature as well, creature unit. Speaking of upgrades, the Mandalorian's rifle. So this is a 3-drop. This is white too. This is pretty interesting. It's a +3/+0. It's an item weapon. Will attach to a friendly non-vehicle unit when played. It's got a when played ability. When played is really nice for upgrades, because even if you use the unit, even if you lose the unit, you get the when played ability. If attached unit is the Mandalorian, he captures an exhausted enemy non-leader unit. So that is awesome. So he can basically just take somebody. He just call in a bounty. He can bring you in cold. In this case, he's not bringing you in warm. He's bringing you in cold. Speaking of the Mandalorian, let's take a look at him. This is the unit, the leader unit and the leader card. So, double-sided card here. He is going to be yellow and white, and sworn to the creed. And I recognize that I refer to them as the color as instead of the name of their aspect. I'm probably always going to do that. I apologize if you know. If that upsets anybody, but everybody I talk to tends to do that in Discord. It's half and half. Some people will say aggression, some people say red. You know, I just say the colors. All right. When you play an upgrade, you may exhaust this leader. If you do exhaust an enemy unit with 4 or less remaining HP, so this is factoring directly into that rifle. So if you were, you know, if you've got 6 resources, you're going to put him into play this turn. You can, you know. You can play, if you've got more than one upgrade, right, you can put an upgrade down, exhaust somebody, flip over the Mandalorian, and then pop that rifle, capture somebody, maybe that big Sentinel unit that was in your way, and now all of a sudden you're 4/7, but now you're 7/7 with this. Maybe you got even another upgrade, who knows? And then when you play an upgrade, you may exhaust an enemy unit with 6 or less remaining hit points. And if, again, upgrades are a big theme in this particular set. I think what we're mostly seeing. He's a starter rarity as well. I think we're largely seeing stuff that is going to be in the starter decks. So very cool stuff. Anytime you see that little S rarity down there, that means it comes in that starter deck, so you want to pick those up. So yeah, so he looks awesome. A 4/7 base, but you know you're gonna have upgrades in that deck. We got Moff Gideon here. This is also nice, green and black. He's got an action. He's a 5 flip, so he gets to flip over for 5, which is pretty cool. Attack with a unit that costs 3 or less. If it's attacking a unit, it gets +1/+0 for this attack. So not a super strong action, but it's still nice. I mean, if you're, you know, for example, if you happen to have Grogu out with him, which you probably wouldn't, but if you did, you know, you could make him a 1/5 instead of a 0/5. But it does factor in to what his theme is, and a lot of Gideon's stuff is Overwhelm, and so that's what makes it better, because he's got so much stuff with Overwhelm. When you flip him over, he's giving Overwhelm to everybody. And he flips over for only 5. He'll be a 3/6 also for 5, which is nice. Overwhelm is insane. Each friendly unit that costs 3 or less gets +1/+0 and gains Overwhelm while attacking an enemy unit. I'm curious why it says that you gain Overwhelm while attacking an enemy unit. I guess if you're attacking the base, maybe there'll be stuff that can kind of interrupt and say, no, actually you attack me instead, or something like that. There's, you know, reactionary stuff that would matter for, but for the most part, Overwhelm only comes into play when you're attacking an enemy unit anyway, at least based on what we know right now. But who knows what the future holds. The art on these is pretty good. You know, like looking back, this is coming July 12th, 2024, which is very cool. But for the most part, the art looks generally pretty good. I'm digging it. I'm not seeing anything that jumps out at me as like, oh, as cringeworthy or anything like that. And Grogu looks adorable. You know, of course the space units look great. Mando looks great. Gideon looks pretty good. Pretty good. So yeah, I'm excited. Looks very, very cool. Shadows of the Galaxy, just a few months away, folks. We're going to see probably more spoilers over the next 2 months, so be sure to click that subscribe button, click that bell for alerts. We'll be letting you know when more spoilers and news comes out. I'm sure there'll probably be some kind of pre-release for this set as well, similar to the last time, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are out of this world and help make this whole channel possible. I will talk to you later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. So say we all. And always wash your socks.